welcome to another episode of In the Library of Graphic Literature with your host, Wallace Ryan, and I'm Batman. And, of course, Miss Luna.
Yay! Welcome, Miss Luna. How are you this week? Peachy keen. You look very nice there this evening. Thank you. So, we have a few books to look at, and a couple of old ones, a couple of new ones, that type of thing.
So the first one we have by Terry Moore, Serial.
I
wonder what that's about.
Now this, it's actually pretty well exactly what it sounds like. It's about a serial killer. Interesting thing is, this is a signed and numbered edition.
Of course, are all your books pretty much signed at this point?
Most of them are signed. Well, no, but this was
Too many.
Too many. This was a special one from Terry, so I bought it directly from him because getting the signature and a different cover too. So, but this one is so cool. It's well worth reading. It's about this serial killer who's killing off these people, and
of course it is.
this woman is
That's what I thought.
chasing her down. And I can't tell what happens in the end, but I love.
Cover's cool though.
Yeah, and I love Terry Moore's art, and his stories are fabulous. His stories are always great. Right? I'll show the folks a bit of it here. But yeah, super cool. There's the autographed plate there, and here we go. Let's get it. I love black and white. Love the black and white comics. So if you people want some exciting comics, very well written, pick up Serial. Definitely worth it a while. And I've actually read this book, so it is really good. Now next.
It's not all just for show, guys.
No. Next up, now this is one I'm still in the middle of reading. It's called Arrowsmith. So smart in their fine uniforms. It's by this guy Kurt Busiek, who does a great comic called Astro City, which is so cool. And he just does a lot of other good stuff. This is kind of like a
with Jesus Marino.
Oh yes, and Carlos Pachelo,
or is it Jesus?
Pacheco?
Is it Jesus or Jesus?
Jesus, yeah, Marino, Alex St. Clair, and Comic Craft. But yeah, it's kind of like a World War I dystopian future. There's dragons and stuff involved, so it's looks kind of interesting so far. I'm still in the early pages.
Looks cool. It's not what I was expecting when you opened it up.
Yeah, and this guy. Oh look at this.
Oh, it has a map.
And Newfoundland takes up all the northern part of the Canada.
You have to show them this. This is incredible.
See that?
They can't see it.
See that, folks? This proves that we here in Newfoundland control it all.
Britain rules all.
And here's a quick look at some of the artwork. Beautifully done. And Kurt Busiek, like I say, writes a great story. So run out and pick yourself up this one. I do believe he's coming out with a new one too. And a lot of the Kurt Busiek stuff is coming to Image Comics. Yay! Especially the Astro City, which is a big comic for Dennis. Dennis loves Astro City. He's dying for them to put out a big book of it, right? Speaking of something that me and Dennis both like, by the way.
The Ghost in You, the Reckless book.
A
Reckless book.
Now this is by Ed Brubaker
and Sean Phillips.
And those two, they write some great.
You don't have it open yet, so he has not read this one.
No. Now, funny enough, I'm reading the latest one, the last one in the series. Instead of doing a comic series, they decided to do like a series of graphic novels, which is kind of cool. So they come out every few months, but it's kind of cool. They're great stories. I love crime noir and all that, and these two do perfectly. And they do all kinds of crime noir, like they do crime noir, sci-fi, crime noir, superhero, crime noir, horror, crime noir, any other genre they'll mix with crime noir. And this is kind of like Hollywood in the 80s type of crime noir. Charles Manson and serial killer type of stuff. So here's the Ghost in You the fourth book in the best-selling Reckless series. Beauty artwork, of course, from Phillips. I love his stuff. He has a very simple style, which I love. Nothing excess, and you know how I'm a fan of basically simple artwork. You hear me talking about it in the drawing classes. The simplicity of it all. Anyway, definitely one. Definitely a good one to buy for sure. Woo! God, we're sitting through them here. Something fierce. Now these are two slightly older books that this is one I've been in for a while, but I just picked it up. And as you can see, this one isn't open. I actually have this book in part of a set, but I'm going to sell the set and buy them in this format, just to make a few bucks on the side, spend more. Now this was kind of like after the Tales of the Crypt stuff and all that from EC, they decided to experiment with almost like a picture book style of comic.
And this is a guy who's very comfortable with death.
Yeah. And this one, it's funny, the art in them was fabulous and all that, but they just never...
You sleep to LA Noir crimes, you read LA Noir crimes, you watch LA Noir crimes. I think that's the tongue twister and a half.
Yeah. I suspect I may be a criminal.
It's pretty suspicious, Wallace. It makes me think.
Yeah.
Makes me wonder.
It makes me rather nervous. So anyway, yeah, it's more like a picture book. So I'm getting this more out of the historical importance of it, because they didn't last long, unfortunately. Like this one only lasted 3 issues, I do believe. 1 through 3, the complete series. So unfortunately, that didn't last too long. Now, and once again, another
Conan the Barbarian.
Yay! Once again, more Conan of, we talked about this before, about Conan, how it's basically just swords, stabbing, dragons, and women with metal bikinis on. Oh, and birds that pick you up and fly away with you. But actually, I kind of like Conan always did have fairly good art. And this one has some good one. Now this is number 6. I actually have number 7. I'd missed this, but I managed to reorder it and get it in. And so this fills out the rest of my Conan shelf so far. And it looks like within a few issues now they're going to be finished with the entire run of Conan the Barbarian, which was good, because it was 10 of these books and they're like $125 each. So it was like $1,000 set of books. I know, it just boggles, doesn't it?
Don't ever let me hear it about my dolls.
No. I will never, ever complain about your dolls. No, especially that one. Okay, yeah, we'll keep this PG. Okay, now, last, can you believe it? Last but not least.
You want to play Batman?
Pretty good. And this I got because you had Batman there, and this is our look back into the past.
I'm Batman.
The blast from the past, and this is
I'm Batman.
Legends of the Dark Knight. Dun, dun, dun. And this is one artist, Jim Aparo, who's actually one of my favorite Batman artists.
Imagine if we just had a mini Batman just whispering shit into your ear all the time.
I thought I did. Shh, quiet, Batman. I know. Now, out of all these actually, they're right over there, behind you there. So a series of different artists doing Batman stories. And this is actually one of my favorites. And one of my favorites of this guy. As a matter of fact, he appears in here with him. So, as we all know, there's a lot of these Brave and the Bold, they were called. Batman, and so was Batman and someone as a guest star. And there's 3 volumes in this series. Mine is my favorite is still the first volume because I like this guy's artwork. The first and second volume really, but the first one even more so.
The drop to the floor.
Now let's get a close look here at it. But yeah, I love Jim because he's actually, I think, one of the top 5 Batman artists. And it even ends on one of my favorite of the Batman and the Brave and the Bold with the Spectre. And he goes in and they're battling some bad guys. But yeah. Then back to Man Bat. This is actually one of my favorites of all time.
Batman gets all the bad guys.
Batman gets all the fun. Okay. What do you think, Batman? Yeah, loving it. So yeah.
I kick your butt.
So if you're going to buy any from this series, buy Volume 1. But you can't buy Volume 1 because it's out of print. Okay. That being that, I guess that's it for today, isn't it?
I guess so.
We'll be around next week with some more books and a blast from the past, hopefully.
Yes.
In the meantime, check out Dennis and my Thursday comics because we're doing some cool top 10 lists. And drop by again next week and see me and Luna bringing some of the coolest of books to you. Okay, that being said, thanks for having us over. And Luna, let's...
Peace out.
Shall you serenade us out? Okay. God love you. Hey! See you next week in the Library of Graphic Literature.